Hey everybody, welcome to Bura. In this episode, I'm going to be doing some Udemy stock technical analysis, and I'm going to be talking about an instructor that's made over $1 million on Udemy. Alright, welcome back. So let's take a look here. So yesterday, as I ended the video, the stock actually went up quite a bit, almost about 5%, but from there it's down about 8%. And we're now back down to the 1485 region, it looks like. And as you can see, if we look at some of the Dow Jones, there's a big drop, S&P, NASDAQ, Russell, Toronto Stock Exchange, if anybody cares. And then you can see Bitcoin, let's see, sometimes I have to refresh the site. Yeah, Bitcoin's down a little bit. Well, actually it's up over the 24 hours, but it's down over the last hour here. So look at maybe perhaps this middle column here. Looks like most cryptos are up, which is kind of interesting. But yes, you can see there that, for the most part, things were up and then they were down a bit here. But let's take a look at that daily chart here. Now, remember, I did draw this line here. And even though the hourly chart kind of burst through here, you could see that it sold off a bit. And we're still kind of going down here. So, again, we really need a break of 1634 in the next couple days. If not, then this keeps going down. Now, of course, this can't just keep on going down to zero, right? I mean, if that is the case, it's going to get delisted. But eventually this trend is going to break. Like either the selling pressure will just stop, or it will get way too oversold and it will go up. But basically, this is just the roadmap here. And until you get a definitive break of this line, then, you can expect more downward pressure. But again, I don't think fundamentally that Udemy is a short. And of course, I have to say this every single time. Now, let's take a look at a instructor that's made over $1 million on Udemy. Now, before I talk about any instructor here, I pretty much respect, pretty much all the top instructors on Udemy. So, if I don't, I'll let you know. But for the most part, you have to give credit where credit is due. Now, I just want to talk about this here. So it's very common for people to post their $1 million mark when they achieve it in the forums here, right? And so Udemy has its own forums here, which I could probably do a whole episode about, by the way. And kind of what's happened over the years and how people interact with Udemy. But basically he was saying that year one he made 20K, and then eventually he started to get here. Now I have I have to kind of zoom in here, and it's very poor quality, but you can see here that the top here, he's in March 2021 he's making about let's say 18,000, and then it goes down, and then it goes up to maybe 25,000, and then down again all the way to 10. Now this is something that's really hard for instructors. It's really difficult for instructors and anyone. And this is something I have almost never gotten used to. However, in the last few years, my income has been a lot more consistent. But when you're an entrepreneur, your income isn't consistent. And that's why people go get a steady job. They get paid every 2 weeks. They know exactly what money is coming in every 2 weeks. And in entrepreneurs, you don't have that. So you have 25,000 here, and then you have 10,000 here. Now, of course, that's a lot of money for anything, even if you are an entrepreneur. But you can see here that, we have, let's say May would be 25, and then June would be about, a little maybe 11, and then this would be about, it's probably below 10, so more about 8. And then it goes up to maybe, let's say 13, and then all the way up to 35 on Black Friday. And then you can see January is a little bit below 10. And so, it is, and I can mention that my income on Udemy looks very, very similar to this. Now, there's, of course, a ton of things that Udemy could do to help this out here, but they seem extremely unwilling to do that here. So what kind of courses does this person make? Now, again, so this is some free advertising here. So he looks like he has some cryptocurrencies here, which is actually pretty good. I did take a look at some of the previews. He does have some very good quality here. And actually, I should probably do a video about how to make some good content here. Let me know in the comments what you want to see from this. from this here, because the more comments you do, it really does help me out. So you can see here that like a lot of these are like marketing, and these actually do quite well, surprisingly. However, I find it's really difficult to make these kind of courses work. We try them and we have them. They don't do as well. It seems like it's kind of like hit or miss. And there are some people in the marketing section that do quite well here. Like, and just, even I kind of want to take one of these courses, right? So like a complete YouTube gaming course. So like if like this you could see is probably pretty good. But I'm going to take a look at his best course, put his best course forward. And so you can see he has, almost 80,000 students, highly rated. And, this has, and as you can see, there's a lot of sections if you want to learn about cryptocurrency. And you can see that it's 14 hours. It's not too long, not too short. But like one thing I should mention, it's got 5 articles and it's got full lifetime access. It's got a lot of really good, it's got a lot of really good things going for it here. So as you can see, this person has done a very good job. He's made quite a bit of money. But the problem that a lot of instructors have is that their income looks like this. It doesn't look very consistent. Now, there's a way to fix that. But before I even get to that, you see he does have some Udemy for Business. Not a lot, though. And this is kind of interesting because a lot of the top, let's say the top 20 instructors, their income would be a lot more consistent, but it's all Udemy for Business, right? And so this gets to where I really think Udemy should really focus on letting people like this make a lot more money, okay? Now, $1 million is nothing to shy at, right? If I had an extra $1 million in my bank account, I would be very happy about it, right? Of course. But the thing is, though, is that this is off after, of course, it's 2022 now, so that's 6 years. So if we divide $1 million divided by, let's say, 6 years, that's $166,000 a year. Now, what I would like to see is $1 million per year, right? Which comes out to about, or more people making $1 million a year. Now, it seems like some of the top instructors do that. They make over $1 million a year, but they are instructors and they're mostly in UFB. What I really want to see out of Udemy is someone that's not in UFB and making at least $100,000 a month, which I know is more than $1 million, right? But anyway, someone who's not in UFB and making more than $100,000 a month. Now, one thing Udemy could do to help out with this here is to, as you can see, this income is all over the map, right? What they could do instead is they could add in an instructor level subscription. And I think this would be amazing. And what they could do is they could, take some of that instructor level subscription and let instructors sell their subscription. And they could even have a section on their homepage, that says like top subscriptions, right? And that way it gets instructors to get more consistent revenue. But instead, what they want to do is they want to sell a global subscription. And I don't think that's the right call. I think selling a individual subscription, the way I can do it on the App Store, and remember yesterday's videos, if you haven't checked it out, apps on the App Store, they've made over $60 billion last year, right? That's just not in overall. That's just last year. So adding in these things that make instructors and instructor companies to be more successful and more profitable would increase their bottom line significantly. But they don't want to do that. They just want to control everything. And I don't think that's the right move. And eventually, I think all of that logic is going to transfer into the stock price. It doesn't matter how many they sell, how many UFB subscriptions they sell, because top talent is going elsewhere. And furthermore, as every day that goes by, there is more ed tech being produced. And if there's a good ed tech solution for a top tier instructor company to make money going business to business, that's going to really hurt Udemy. And I can tell you, because I talk to a lot of people behind the scenes, is that a lot of that functionality is being built. So you know, that's something that Udemy needs to worry about. Now, of course, you're wondering, you know, have I brought this up with Udemy? I bring this up with Udemy all the time, right? But again, I think one of the major problems is that there's too many cooks at the kitchen right at the top, and there's too many conflicting ideas. Now, sometimes that actually does help instructors and myself specifically, so I completely understand that. But at the same time, though, you know, Udemy should really be more like Steam or the App Store and allow instructors to make a lot more money without going to UFB, and to basically make, you know, $100,000, $2,000, $1 million a month. That's what I really want to see. So like if we go a year into the future, I want to see a lot more instructor companies make more money, right? On the marketplace, not through UFB. And that is going to be one of the real litmus tests of Udemy's long-lasting and potentially exitable factors that you need to understand. So like Udemy currently is not really exitable, right? Especially because the stock price is down 50%. Now, of course, it's not just because the stock or the whole stock market is down. But so Udemy has a really good thing going for it, and it does have a lot of students. However, what it does need is it just needs to allow instructors to make more money, right? And in order to do that, they need to just loosen their restrictions a bit. And they can still kick off nefarious actors, right? Because like the reason why they're so strict is that, like, you know, years ago, like probably 7 or 8 years ago, there were way too many people that would just scam the whole system. That wasn't really good. But Udemy has matured since then. So everybody knows what's really expected of them. And since they know what's expected of them, they know what not to do. And they can always kick off people. It's very easy. There's a lot of things that it does well that they can just kick off these people immediately. But the thing is that I want to see, you know, next year, 1 year from today, what would be amazing is if we could have one person making $1 million a month on the marketplace without going to UFB, right? That's what I really want to see going forward. All right? So that concludes this video. Let me know your thoughts down below. Should Udemy loosen up its rules? Again, just please comment down below. Of course, if you really like this channel, you can pledge for our Kickstarter here. Now, our Kickstarter is this is probably the most amazing Kickstarter we've ever done here. It is bundles within bundles. We have, if you ever wanted to learn web development, app development, machine learning with Python, blockchain, game development, and interview prep, you can pledge today. Now, the other thing here is that the more you pledge, the more courses you get. And basically all of our courses are on sale right now. So please pledge for this here. It really does help us out when you pledge for our products here on Kickstarter. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.